All right, so let's say, for example, there would be this international tribunal for the crimes against the unborn. What should be the penalty, right? Well, some would argue for sure it's death. Well, let's think about this for a minute, right? So, and that would be a considerable, um, sanction. The death penalty certainly would be considered, given the severity and just the absolute depravity of this crime. But let's think about that for a minute. All right, so justice without barbarism. Unlike abortionists who end innocent lives without trial or defense, a just legal system must uphold the dignity of all human lives, human beings, even those guilty of grave crimes. The death penalty is not necessary. Uh, Life imprisonment is a sufficient and just consequence. These people need to be removed from society. I mean, it's that simple. They need to be removed from society. So, should we be as savage as them and to kill them? I would argue not. Life imprisonment as a just penalty. So, the deliberate and systemic destruction of unborn children constitutes as one of the greatest crimes against humanity. The appropriate penalty should reflect the severity of the crime. Right? Life imprisonment without parole eligibility for at least 25 years, and that would be the just penalty. Distinguishing ourselves from the guilty. A tribunal seeking to restore justice must not fall into the same moral abyss as those who commit these acts. Justice is not revenge. It is the fair and proportionate consequence of wrongdoing. Very, very true. A crime against the most innocent. The killing of an unborn child is not a personal medical decision. It is an irreversible act of violence against a defenseless human being. The perpetrators must face justice in a way that affirms life, and not in a manner that mirrors their own savagery. Accountability for complicity. Those who actively participate in, enable, or profit from the mass killing of the unborn, whether as physicians, policymakers, or funders, must also face legal consequences proportionate to their involvement, the moral and legal precedent. So history has judged those who violated human dignity in past atrocities. This crime too will one day be recognized for what it is, and those responsible must face the full weight of justice under the law. Right. So, what is a just and appropriate penalty given to these abortionists? Well, let's say, for example, you kill 1,000 babies, right? We should be put to death. Well, no. All right. So we must not. It's not about the don't get me wrong. Each human life, each baby, each small boy or small girl had inherent value and dignity. But we are not talking about that, and it's very, very important to understand that we are not talking about, we are not devaluing the life of each individual victim. Okay, and this is follow me here. Follow me for a minute. We are not devaluing or even talking about the value of, and they are valuable. We are not talking about the value of each victim. We are talking about the limit on the tribunal to punish the offenders. We are talking what is the limits to punish the offenders. I would submit that one child who has died is worthy of a life imprisonment without the eligibility for parole for 25 years, right? 25 years, and that should be those terms should run not consecutively but concurrently. That is a just and fair penalty. It's a significant penalty, right? A life imprisonment without the eligibility for parole for at least 25 years. That would be and again, it's a consecutive sentence. These are ran concurrently. If you have one victim or 1,000 victims, they should be ran concurrently, as the consecutive sentence would be disproportionate. It would not be disproportionate. Sorry, it would be um, unduly long or harsh. All right, thank you very much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time.